going to start with something very helpful for you this morning, especially this time of year. Support comes from ZBiotics. It's a game changer. If you like to enjoy a drink now and then, it's called pre-alcohol. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It is designed by PhD scientists to help you wake up feeling great after a night out. And here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol turns into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It's that buildup. It's not dehydration. That is what makes you feel awful the next day. ZBiotics breaks it down before it causes trouble. I first tried it before dinner with friends here in New York, and the next morning I was up early, ready to do the show, sharp on the air. So this is fall. Whether you're tailgating, you're watching the game, or you're celebrating a win, make ZBiotics your first drink of the night, and you're going to need it going into the holiday season. So go to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code LEMON for 15% off of your first order. It is backed by a 100% money-back guarantee. That's zbiotics.com/lemon. The code is LEMON for 15% off. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show Hot Topics. We're so glad that you're here this morning. It's a very busy morning. I wanted to make sure that I got to you as close to the top as possible, but at 10 as possible. But that didn't happen. We're a little bit late. But here's the thing that I want to tell you. You ever, I don't know. I don't know what we do. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the media is not covering it the way that it should be covered, because we're really at a terrible moment. I hate to keep depressing you guys. There is some hope though. There's some polling that's going to show you some hope. Nikki, we do have that in there, right? That for Democrats in 2026, I think we have it in there, right?
Is that the Harry Yenton?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that.
So there is some hope. There's always some hope. Okay. So welcome to Hot Topics. I hope you have your tea or your coffee and you're ready to start the day and you're ready for class and all of those good things. Okay. So, yeah. Do you want to go through it? Before we go through it and before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys hit the thumbs up, hit the likes. It does affect the algorithm. I hate to keep saying that every day, but it does. And make sure you subscribe and all of those things, because that's how we stay viable here and also become a member. Okay. So thank you so much for your support. This community is for you. So let's get to it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not, because Donald Trump is destroying America. Like literally. I don't know, Andy, do we have live shots of the East Wing or something? I mean, we had something yesterday, if you could play that. But Donald Trump is destroying America. And I mean, look at this.
It's not live, but yeah.
Yeah, this is from, right. There was a live feed all day yesterday, and it goes up and then it goes up and then they take it down. It goes up and they take it down. And I think because the Trump folks are really ticked that people are actually showing, and they've had to admit that they screwed up, that they are actually tearing down all of the East Wing. The lie that was a lie that they said that it was not going to affect the original structure or the East Wing. It wasn't going to be impacted. And now they're saying, and he's admitting it, that it's the whole thing that they're going to have to tear down. I mean, it's literally crazy, and has not sought the approval of anyone at all. No one. And now he's admitting that they haven't sought the approval and then saying, oh, but we are going to. I mean, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. And then you've got, the farmers out there who are hurting. Donald Trump keeps talking about the big, beautiful ballroom while, what is it? Fiddling while Rome burns. That's what's happening. Ballrooming while America burns. So he's destroying America, not metaphorically, not symbolically. I'm talking about literally. He's destroying it. He is tearing it down brick by brick, lie by lie. One executive order, one demolition, one detention at a time. And the question now isn't if America can survive him again. The question is how much of America will still be standing once Donald Trump is done. I mean, look around. The White House itself is being ripped apart, the East Wing under demolition. A president who couldn't build a functioning cabinet is now building a ballroom, bulldozing the people's house to satisfy his own ego. For what? No one wanted this ballroom. And it's not for the American people, it's for foreign dignitaries. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme your money. No congressional consultation, did not consult with Congress. No preservation review, just wrecking balls and self-worship. It is the perfect metaphor for Trump's America, destroying the foundation, throwing up something shiny, and then you call it progress. It's the same thing that's in the Mideast and Israel and Gaza. I mean, and no one's reporting it. This peace deal is bullshit right now because there is, or ceasefire. There's no peace in the Middle East right now. Let's just be honest about that. But this whole thing about a ceasefire, there's no ceasefire. They're still firing at each other. Donald Trump is doing this while he's building a ballroom. Americans are struggling to keep the lights on. People are rationing medicine, can barely afford food. According to the latest AP NORC poll, confidence in the job market has collapsed. Only about 1 in 5 Americans believe that they could get a good job if they lost theirs today. The rest are living on the edge of fear. Inflation, gas prices, grocery bills that feel like ransom notes. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, told Tucker Carlson this week that her own bills are through the roof, that the economy is terrible. Marjorie Taylor Greene. When your loudest ally starts admitting the emperor is naked, then you know this spell is breaking. And perhaps that is the good news if we're looking for a morsel, a crumb, a modicum of something, of good news. But Trump doesn't care about the middle class or the poor or anyone outside of his orbit. He cares about power and the illusion of control. And like every autocrat before him, he is doing what they all do when things start to crumble. That's what he's doing. Finding someone to blame but himself. This time, it's immigrants. Again, thousands detained, families ripped apart. But here's the part that the media barely whispers about. You may get a report here and there, maybe. U.S. citizens are being caught up in this dragnet. According to civil rights watchdogs and America's Voice, hundreds of American citizens have been wrongfully detained during Trump's deportation crackdown. Do you hear that, MAGA right talking heads, stenographers, people who are born here, people who are carrying passports, driver's licenses, social security cards, locked up because they looked undocumented. What the hell is that? You look undocumented. You look like a threat. For what? ICE agents in Florida, Texas, Illinois, picking people off the streets at job sites in their homes. They were in New York City the other day, just pulling vendors off of Canal Street. It was shameful. Even in their, just pulling people out of their homes as well. And when the mistake is discovered, there's no apology, there's no accountability, there's just silence, and perhaps you even get a summons for not carrying your papers. We are living through a moment where the line between enforcement and abuse is gone. And yet the same man who preaches law and order is breaking the law, distorting the truth every single freaking day. He promised to make America great again, right? But what is great about citizens being arrested by their own government? This man, I'm telling you, we're living in his psychosis, his megalomania. It's beyond that. His sociopathy. What's great about demolishing a piece of the White House into a ballroom? What is great about that? What's great about calling yourself a peacemaker while bombs are still falling overseas? Why do you think he's sending all of these people overseas right now? Because this ceasefire deal has fallen apart. When you have people firing, that means there's no ceasefire. No matter what J.D. Vance and Jared Kushner and Marco Rubio say about it, or Donald Trump, if you have a ceasefire, by definition, if people are firing on each other, that means there's no ceasefire. That's just plain logic and common sense. But they're trying to get you to think something otherwise. Oh, it's still there. And the people who support him and the people who want, whatever their agenda is with this whole thing, they are like, okay, yeah, well, the ceasefire is, it's going to be difficult at first. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but there's no ceasefire right now because they're firing on each other. Stop the lying. J.D. Vance and Jared Kushner have been out there bragging about progress on the so-called Gaza peace accord. Historic, they say, groundbreaking, they claim. But while they pose for cameras, people are still dying. The violence is still erupting. Reports say that both sides are shooting. That means there's no ceasefire. Vance is hailing peace while the ground is shaking underneath the weight of the fresh grapes. Peace while he's over there and they're still firing. That's not diplomacy. That is delusional. And they're trying to get you to believe it. Wake up, America. Wake up, press. And once again, America is being used as a stage for a PR stunt instead of, I don't know, what we're supposed to be. A force for good? I would say a force for justice is what we're supposed to be. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, a lot of them at the very place that's being destroyed, back at the White House, here back at home, the press, the real press, is being silenced. Trump's team is quietly reshaping the media pool, adding far-right conspiracy outlets to the White House and the Pentagon press corps, squeezing out mainstream centrist journalists. Shameful. They call it balance. What it is propaganda. Because when you control the questions, then you control the truth. If you control the people who are disseminating the information, then what are you doing? You're controlling the narrative and the truth. This is not new. It's the same playbook every strongman runs. You undermine the press, you demonize outsiders, you rewrite reality until people are too exhausted to tell what's real. That's what's happening. I'll say it again. For the strong men, this is what strong men do. This is the strategy. This is the playbook. You undermine the journalists and the press. Then you do what they're doing around the country with immigrants and others, and people who are basically not white or not MAGA. You demonize outsiders. You rewrite reality until people are too exhausted to even tell what is true and what's real. Is that how you're feeling right now? And you're like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm not just. That's what they want. And so I believe it's working. Because Americans are overwhelmed right now. We are tired. I'm tired, but I'm not going to stop. I'm a soldier. People are tuning out because the noise is unbearable. We see it. We see it in the mainstream news numbers. We see it in the engagement on social media. We see it in the engagement in digital. We see it on streaming. People are tuning out because they don't know what to do because of the noise. It's unbearable. They're like, ah! But that's exactly what Trump counts on. He counts on you being exhausted, confused, and chaotic. Exhaustion, confusion, chaos. When people are too tired to care, authoritarians thrive. And Trump is thriving with the messaging right now, but his policies are not. The American people are not thriving. The economy is in the shitter. Jobs are like under the toilet. It's like in the sewer. But we have seen this before. You know how it ends. He attacks the Justice Department. He intimidates his own FBI director. He threatens journalists. He pardons cronies. He insults judges and now dismantles the White House itself. We have watched as Americans were detained by ICE, as citizens feared their own government, as the moral center of this country eroded one outrage at a time. One outrage at a time. And you are right, Winky Campbell in the comments. That's our house. That's what Hillary Clinton tweeted. And through it all, Trump calls this strength. What the fuck? Cruelty is not strength. Chaos is not leadership. Destroying America, that's not patriotic. That's not patriotism. He's not rebuilding America. He's raiding it. This is a raid. He's looting its institutions, our institution. He's looting institutions, its trust, its soul, for power, for ego, for revenge. Even his own allies are starting to flinch. You can see it. You see it. The cracks in the MAGA walls are showing. When Marjorie Taylor Greene admits the economy is bad, when conservative donors pull back, when polls show that faith in the job market is collapsing, that's not a strong America. That is a country that's really on the edge right now. Donald Trump doesn't just represent a political crisis, he represents a moral one. Because what we're watching isn't just corruption, what we're watching is corrosion. It's a rot spreading from the top down, from a president who lies as reflex, who punishes truth, who just bulldozes symbols of democracy to build monuments to himself. This thing is almost twice as big as the White House. And still too many in the media treat it like theater, right? Cable panels debating strategy, newspapers framing it as controversy. No. This isn't strategy. This is not controversy. No, this is collapse. We are narrating our own undoing in real time. So the question is, what do we do? What do we do? We can't help but we fight for truth like our lives depend on it. Because they do. You ever get in a quandary? You're in a bind, you're up against the wall, and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to fight like my life depends on it. And that's what we have to do. We have to refuse to accept propaganda as patriotism. We have to call out every single lie, every abuse, every demolition, not just of the walls, but of the rights of the people. Because this moment isn't just about Donald Trump, it's about us. This is about whether we still believe in the idea of America. I didn't even mean to do this, but that's what my friend Darren Walker's book is about. The idea of America. Do we still believe in that? In the idea of America? Not the brand, not the slogan, the idea of America. That truth matters. The idea of America is that truth matters. The idea of America is that justice matters, that citizenship means something. If the media won't say it, then I think the people must. We are running out of time to wake up right now. The house is literally coming down. It's not on fire. It's like, I'm not even going to set fire to it. I'm just going to tear it down. The house is really coming down. The jobs are drying up. The detentions are rising. The truth is disappearing. And the only question left is, will we stand by while it burns or while it's demolished or finally stand up? What are we going to do? I hate to put it on us, but it is up to us because it appears that to me that our institutions are failing. So it's going to be up to us to shut down and to tune out what's failing us. You have to do something about pressure on our politicians, pressure on the media. And maybe that pressure is the Jimmy Kimmel approach. Because make no mistake, every time we look away, Donald Trump swings the wrecking ball again. Didn't care what anyone said about the White House, he just did it. He doesn't care what you or anyone else says about troops and other folks being on our streets. He's just going to do it. So no more excuses, no more fear, no more pretending that this is normal. We cannot pretend that this is normal. We cannot sit around and discuss it as if it is normal. The approach, especially from the media, should be, this is not normal. We're not going to discuss it as if it's a normal thing that's happening in America. Every approach should be, Donald Trump is tearing America down. And what is America going to do about it? No more false equivalence. Let's hear from the MAGA people. This is crazy. It's outrageous. It's lunacy. In MAGA's America, every accusation they make is really a confession. The thing they fear, the thing that they've already done, or the thing that they're still doing. So he's not saving America. He's devouring it. And when the last brick falls and the lights go out in the East Wing, it won't just be his name on the rubble. It's going to be ours too, if we stay silent. So I believe, folks, that is the truth. And it is finally time that somebody said it. And now a word from our sponsors. Support comes from Ollie, fresh human-grade dog food delivered right to your door. Now, if you know me, you know my dogs, Boomer, Barkley, and Gus Gus. They are family. I want the best for them, so I switched to Ollie. They make real protein-packed meals with ingredients you can recognize, all slow-cooked and vet-approved for top nutrition. Even my pickiest eater, which is Boomer, cleans his bowl. Barkley's coat is shinier. Gus has more energy than ever. You know, he's a senior, so he's getting up there. So, you know, it takes just 30 seconds to fill out Ollie's quiz and get a meal plan tailored just for your dog, for your dog's needs. And you can even check in with real experts through their app. Okay, so head over to ollie.com/lemon, and I want you to use the code lemon for 60% off of your first box. They even offer a happiness guarantee. That's OLLIE.com/lemon. Use the code lemon for 60% off today. They love the food. Your dogs will thank you. Support for the show today comes from Lean. Lean is a doctor-formulated supplement that helps stop the cycle of losing and regaining weight. Now, we've all tried the fad diets, the juice cleanses, the cabbage soup, you name it, and ended up back where we started. Doctors call that weight cycling, and it can lead to heart disease, diabetes, liver damage. Lean isn't a GLP-1 shot. It is a natural supplement that helps stabilize blood sugar, curb cravings, and turn fat into energy so you can keep it off for good. Now, I started using it this past year, as you know, to stay balanced through all the travel and the show days and all that stuff, and it made a real difference for me, okay? So if you want to lose weight at a healthy pace and keep it off, add Lean to your routine. Go to TAKELEAN.com. That's takelean.com, and use the code LEMON for 20% off of your first order. Again, that's takelean, TAKELEAN.com, code LEMON for 20% off. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Okay, so let's get back to this. The symbol of what is happening in America right now. I promised you that I would get more information to you about what exactly was supposed to be done, what is going on with the East Wing of the White House being demolished without your consent or congressional consent or any oversight at all. Here's a report. Roll it.
This morning, sources tell ABC News the entire East Wing of the White House is being torn down as soon as this weekend to make way for President Trump's massive new ballroom, which he now says will cost $300 million. A cost he now claims will be split between private donors and himself.
This is an interior shot of the ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing.
Trump has suggested he could pay for the ballroom with funds from the $230 million in taxpayer money he's seeking from the Justice Department as compensation for the federal investigations he's faced. A decision that would be signed off by Justice Department officials who were once Trump's personal attorneys. A constant stream of dump trucks seen rolling onto the White House grounds to remove debris as backhoes tear down the more than 120-year-old structure. President Trump previously pledged the construction wouldn't touch the existing building.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of.
But now he says the East Wing had to go.
In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure.
The president showing off renderings of the vast 90,000 square foot ballroom, larger than the original White House residence. The administration has not submitted plans for the ballroom to the National Capital Planning Commission, but tells us they still intend to, even though demolition is already well underway. Critics say Trump is tearing down history. Built in 1902, the East Wing houses the First Lady's offices and serves as the public visitors entrance. Former First Lady Hillary Clinton dismayed, posting, "It's not his house, it's your house, and he's destroying it." With the government still shut down and federal workers missing paychecks, some Republicans wish Trump would change the subject.
We're talking about building a ballroom when we're trying to get the economy squared away. Timing's bad.
Is that all he has to say? Timing is bad? Isn't it a bit more than timing? Isn't it about Donald Trump's priorities? About his mindset? Is it, I mean, what is it? Why is he obsessed with this ballroom? Is it dementia? Is it just old age? What is it? Why is he obsessed with this? Why does he think that he can do? And did you hear all the lies in that report? The original structure will not be touched with, I am a huge fan of. And then it had to go. He didn't put the plans in front of anyone like you have to do. And he's supposed to do that. He just said, I'm doing it. And you can't continue to let him get away with this. But yet, and still he will. Do you want to know the truth about what is happening right now? I told you in the opening of this show, but all of this is a cover just for how terrible things are going. And I think the only good thing that Donald Trump can look to, the only positive that sort of brings him back to his glory days, right, when people didn't hate him, is to build something. So the economy is tanking, prices are up, his own party's starting to go against him, his polling is down, things are looking better for Democrats in 2026. And so now he has all to look at a ballroom when things are crumbling. Here's even Fox News. Watch.
Okay, so I'm going to do this part quickly because I don't want to end up in a reel that you're showing tomorrow, and I'm not actually having a meltdown about the ballroom. But I will say that it is nothing like any of the other renovations. I mean, his ballroom is almost double the size of the White House itself. And he's not using taxpayer dollars. He's using his own dollars, maybe, or the dollars of companies that want favorable treatment, like Google, Palantir, all with big contracts with him. But Trump and Caroline Leavitt and the whole administration would rather that this is what we're focused on, and it's really getting away from the real stories of the moment. We are in the midst of a government shutdown. The Republican caucus from New Jersey wrote to Mike Johnson saying, you got to make a short-term deal. Our constituents cannot handle these ACA premium hikes. Our farmers are losing their businesses. No soybeans coming out of America. We bail out Argentina, and then Argentina gets the contract. That's what those texts, remember, with Scott Besson and Brooke Rollins. And just before we came on air, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association said cattlemen and women cannot stand behind President Trump while he undercuts the future of family farmers and ranchers by importing Argentinian beef. Those are the stories of what is happening in America today. That is how Donald Trump's administration is hurting everyday Americans, most of whom voted for him. So the ballroom, it is a monstrosity, but I am choosing to talk about the shutdown and what's happening to our ranchers and our farmers.
Yeah, and Jesse, so too are Americans and Trump himself, actually, who is also talking about the shutdown and the Democrats' refusal. He's just building on the side. He can actually do multiple things at one time.
That woman is another delusional. They have to do something to stick their heads up Donald Trump's ass. Well, don't say anything bad. But you know, Donald Trump can do two things at one time, more than one thing. Duh. And more than one awful, horrible thing. What is the good news? There is no good news. I look for it. I'm like, okay, well, what is the good news? What are the good things that he's doing? Someone, I asked that the other day, and someone said, well, he ended 6 wars or whatever. If you believe that, I have got a beautiful bridge to sell you. This is a Brooklyn bridge. I own it myself. I would love to sell it to you because I just want to get it off of my hands. I'm tired of dealing with it. Somebody please do a fact check on all of these so-called wars that he solved and had nothing to do with it. And people like the people who are involved are like, what? And then there are even places that he is claiming to have solved conflicts in that were not in conflict with each other. No wars. Get the fuck out of here. But yet and still, he's obsessed. While Rome burns, he is obsessed with a ballroom. Let them eat cake. Here it is.
There's a relative, nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world.
Awful.
It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader, we have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people.
What the hell? This is not even for the American people. It's for foreign leaders. Like, what is his problem? Y'all, I'm telling you, I've been saying something is wrong with this man for a long time, and there's literally something wrong with this man. Hillary Clinton tweeting out about the ballroom, saying that this is your house. It's not his house. It's not his house. It's our house. And he is destroying it. And she's right. It is. Marjorie Taylor Greene is on Tucker Carlson. Okay, look, when you have lost Marjorie Taylor Greene, then it's problematic. It is problematic. Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about what the actual problem is, but it's not what Donald Trump is focused on. Here it is. Or nor is her party.
Food prices are high, rent is high, home prices are ridiculously high, cars are high, auto insurance, home insurance, health insurance is insane. Energy prices are high. I can tell you that in my own electric bills. They're much more expensive than they were even a year ago.
Yeah. Yet and still, remember though, Donald Trump says he's going to save the economy. He's going to end high prices on day one. It never happened. How do you have to keep, I don't know, these people, I don't know how they continue to support this man. And what about the Epstein files? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We should be at work on our committees. We should be doing investigations. And you want to know something? We should be passing the discharge petition that Thomas Massey put in to release the Epstein files. Those are the things that we should be doing. And most of all, Tucker, we should be passing our appropriation bills to actually fund the government and fund important projects that taxpayer dollars, these people pay their taxes. This is how taxpayer dollars come back to your districts. We should be doing that, but no, we're not.
You're concentrating on that ballroom and you're deluding yourselves and trying to do the same thing with the American people, distracting them from what's really going on with all the other bullshit that you have happening. And because you know the media will jump on these stories. Marjorie Taylor Greene is right. Mark your calendars. They should be focusing on all of that stuff, and yet they are focusing on a ballroom. And as I talked about, what about this whole idea of a ceasefire and a peace deal? A ceasefire deal and there's a peace deal in the Middle East. That is bullshit. One more time, let's hear from Marjorie.
This isn't about Jewish people. This is about the government of Israel. This is about their military. And this is about them demanding, nonstop demanding, America, pay attention to Israel, do what Israel wants, fight Israel's wars, and pay for them. And if you don't, then we're going to come after anyone and everyone that gets in the way of that. And if you're wondering why people are talking about primarying me, well, it's because I don't take any money from AIPAC. I've called for AIPAC to be registered under FARA. I've introduced amendments to defund all of our American tax dollars from going to Israel every single year, billions and billions of dollars every single year. But I've also done that for a slew of other countries. It's not just Israel. It's a whole bunch of other countries, Egypt, Ukraine, you name it. I'm just like, enough of the foreign aid. But if you're willing to step out and you're actually to say, hey, we're not MAGA, we're MAGA. And there's a major difference there. Then there is a group of people that come at you with everything they have, and that's what they're doing. They've got bots attached to my account that load my comment sections with ridiculous lies. They've got paid social media influencers that literally get paid by Israel or by Israel-aligned donors to attack me constantly every single day. But let me tell you something, Tucker. People are too smart nowadays, and that's what's great. People have had it, and I think they learned a lot of lessons through COVID. They learned how to see through the lies and read through the propaganda. And there may be this like little flurry of attack on me that exists on X, but out in the real world, that's not what I feel, and those are not the comments that I get.
I don't know what to make of this, because you guys said she's trying to get reelected, but what is the strategy for her to do that, to get reelected? I don't understand. Is Marjorie Marjorie, whatever medication you are taking, please tell me. If you are taking medication, please tell me if it is an SSRI or whatever it might be. Maybe it is sodium pentothal, maybe it's, is Marjorie gone woke? I mean, she sounds like a Democrat. Well, she sounds like a Democrat who's not afraid. Do you know what I'm saying? She's got a legit opponent, says Christy Blackman. I'm just saying, she's saying a lot of the right things, most of the right things. And I'm just wondering, like, what is going on with Marjorie? You guys, I mean, come on now. Huh? Who knew? I'm just saying, who knew? In the meantime, another awakening on Fox News. Someone who can't help but tell the truth and cut through the bullshit. It's not, no one cares unless it happens to you. If it doesn't happen to you, then it doesn't exist. Like the people who are being swept up off the streets, who are U.S. citizens, but yet people like Megyn Kelly and Matt Walsh and probably like Benny Johnson and all those, right-wing, far right-wing wackos, whack jobs. They are denying that these things are happening, but because it's not happening to people. So let's hear from Fox News, because someone has a personal experience.
Can I just go back to one thing on the small business side? Because my mom is in a small business. She imports from Canada. We've talked about this many times. It's uncomfortable. It's not been pleasant. Her pricing has gone up, regardless of what's been instituted or not. The anticipation of it has the suppliers bringing the prices up.
That's Fox News. That's Fox News. One more from Fox News, because I think they thought that they were doing something funny and good, but instead they were showing exactly how bad the economy is, because they're touting Hamburger Helper. Here it is.
And last but not least, one trend and true brand is making a big comeback as consumers tighten their wallets. And here it is, Hamburger Helper. The mix of mac and cheese and ground beef is seeing a surge in sales.
Yeah, a surge in sales because people can't afford things. More where that came from after a word from our sponsors. Support comes from Henson Shaving. This is my favorite razor ever. The razor that finally fixed everything wrong with shaving. Most razors bend the blade too much, causing irritation and razor burn. Well, Henson solved that with aerospace level precision. The same team that made parts of the Mars rover, their razor holds the blade so steady that it extends just 0.0013 inches. That's less than a human hair for a smooth, skin-friendly shave with zero plastic waste. Now, when I switched to Henson, I noticed right away no bumps, no razor burn, and the shave actually feels good again. And I can shave almost every day now. So that's great. Visit hensonshaving.com/lemon and use the code lemon to get a pack of 100 blades free with your razor. That's enough for 2 years of shaving. Okay. That's HENSON shaving.com/lemon, code lemon for your free 100 pack today. Now, let me tell you, if you have curly hair that grows in, like black men or Jewish men or people with like curly hair, I've had that problem my entire life. This has worked for me. Support for the show comes from Beam, because rest is resistance. Now, life's loud right now, really loud. The news, the scrolling, the nonstop noise, it wears you down. And one of the best ways to fight back is by actually sleeping well. Beam's Dream Powder is a natural blend with ingredients like reishi, magnesium L-theanine, and melatonin to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up clear-headed. Now, since I started using it, my mornings are calmer, my focus sharper, and my energy lasts through those long show days. My favorite flavor is cinnamon cocoa, smooth, warm, and relaxing. Beam's Dream Powder has already improved over 17 million nights of sleep. For a limited time, Beam is giving my listeners up to 40% off. So go to shopbeam.com/lemon and use the code lemon at checkout. That's shopbeam.com. Use the code lemon for checkout. Okay. Shopbeam.com/lemon and use the code lemon for up to 40% off today. All right. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Now let's get back to the program. Remember, I told you that there is some, first I'm going to give you some hope last, but first I want to show you that even the people who supported Donald Trump are turning right now. Okay. This is the hope. Here's federal workers saying that they didn't vote for this. Federal workers saying that they did not vote for this. Here it is.
My district went for Trump both in 2016 and 2024, and a lot of my friends supported him. But lately they're saying, I didn't vote for this. They didn't vote for the parks to close or to be short-staffed, health care costs to skyrocket, and veterans to lose care or have delayed care, and for tens of thousands of federal employees to be at risk of losing their jobs. Another thing I want to address is the unconstitutional executive overreach of this administration. I asked the Democratic Party to defend and support public services through adequate funding established by Congress and ensure those funds are spent efficiently and wisely and protect the power of the purse. As I said earlier, I'm an AFG member, Local 446. I would love this party to defend our unions and our collective bargaining agreements that this administration has sought to destroy and eliminate. In fact, it's even in the law. 5 U.S.C. 71, Congress found that collective bargaining safeguards the public interest, contributes to the effective conduct of public business, and facilitates and encourages the amicable settlement of disputes between employees and their employers concerning conditions of employment.
So look,
Congress has determined that labor.
These are everyday Americans, union workers, trade workers, are saying that this is not, well, he said this is not what they voted for. Well, it actually is what they voted for. I don't know why they thought that they weren't voting for this, but this is what they voted for. Let me just show you this. This, according to the Public Broadcasting Service, Americans are more worried about their chances on the job market under Donald Trump. Donald Trump has betrayed farmers. This is on his Truth Social post about the ranchers. And now the ranchers are turning against Donald Trump. He's saying the cattle ranchers who I love don't understand that the only reason that they are doing so well for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States, including a 50% tariff on Brazil. Now, look at their response. Go back to the top of that, Andy. This is what he was responding to. He's responding to breaking cattle ranchers who proudly back Trump are now learning that what betrayal feels like after Trump moved to help Argentina's cattle industry while leaving them out to dry, and now attacking them for high prices that he helped create. That's the T, as one would call it. He created this, and now he's trying to pretend that something bad is actually good. And one more thing, just one more thing quickly that I want to get to. And that is J.D. Vance defending this peace deal that is falling apart. And they know it's falling apart because, as we showed you, both sides are firing. First of all, show me just a little bit of the CBS report quickly, please.
Gaza's skies are quiet and they are clear of those Israeli military jets and the bombs that we heard over the weekend. But on the ground, it is a different story. The IDF this morning said that its troops did open fire, not in one instance, but in two instances. This is in eastern Gaza City, on what it said were several terrorists who crossed that yellow line and then approached them. And this is that line that Israel's military agreed to pull back to in President Trump's 20-point peace plan that gives them roughly a little bit more than half control of the Strip. So we would again be seeing a test of whether this ceasefire can actually hold. There were no reports of anyone injured or killed in those incidents. But up until this point, Sunday night, both Israel and the United States said the ceasefire had resumed after that violence over the weekend. President Trump.
So had resumed. If the ceasefire is, it's not a ceasefire. People are firing on each other. Here's J.D. Vance he and Jared Kushner are trying to clean up on aisle 7.
And number two, I want to say that there is this weird attitude I've sensed in the American media, in the Western media, where there's almost this desire to root for failure, that every time something bad happens, that every time that there's an act of violence, there's this inclination to say, oh, this is the end of the ceasefire, this is the end of the peace plan. It's not the end. It is, in fact, exactly how this is going to have to happen when you have people who hate each other.
That's a lie. Come on, J.D. Vance. If you're firing on each other, that means there is no ceasefire. They're firing on each other. What the fuck are you talking about? The press, it should be reporting exactly, even the guy in the press saying, if this ceasefire will hold. It hasn't held. What are you talking about? This is exactly what was happening before this whole fake Trump Inc. produced thing. The hope. Americans, right now, you need to know Democrats in 2026 have a better chance maybe to get us out of this MAGA hell. Here it is.
New polling just out was really eye-popping to me.
It was shocking to me, John, and it comes down to party identification. Do you identify as a Democrat or as a Republican? And traditionally speaking, this is a metric that has been quite telling of elections, and we'll get into that a little bit. Party ID margin, Dem versus Republicans. Specifically, I'm talking about Gallup. Back in Q1 of 2020.
Andy, where he talks about the election in 20. There we go. That's cool. You can start it there.
At some past midterm cycles. Okay, right now we got the Democrats ahead by 7. You go back 4 years ago, the Democrats were only ahead by 1 point. This doesn't look anything like what we had at this point going into the 2022 midterm cycle. It looks much more like what we had going into the 2018 midterm cycle, in which Democrats were ahead by 4 points. They're actually doing better at this point than they were doing during the 2018 cycle. If you average in the Quinnipiac, it's about the same. But at this particular point, what you're seeing is Democrats doing considerably better than they did back in the 2022 midterm cycle. And more than that, Democrats have been gaining throughout this year compared to what we saw back in the 2021 year, in which we saw Republicans.
So let that hold. Democrats have to continue to keep on message and to fight back. That is the good part. Okay. So there's lots to discuss throughout the day. If you want to know anything about the show, head over to donlemon.com. It is all there, including the YouTube page, the merch, anything you need to know about the show is there. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, become a member to our channel, and support us and all the folks who are independent journalists. Okay. So until I see you back here at 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Don Lemon Show and the Don Lemon channel, I want you to be informed without being inundated, and I want you to turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you